which I am, but from a technological perspective, which I'm not. So, the Honorable Ndini Nyoro, who is the chair of our Budget Committee and Appropriations Committee in Parliament, the CEO of the Institute of Economic Affairs, my friend Kwame Owino in absentia, I believe, the Vice Chancellor, ably represented here by the DVC administration and the DVC academics, doctors present here and other dons, members of Kenyatta University community, and other institutions of higher learning for that matter. I extend a warm and cordial greeting to you all. And from the very onset, let me mention that I'm very glad to be back home because Kenyatta University is like my home. I shared the same Kilimambogo hostel like Ndindi Nyoro, but I started off from Nyayo hostel. The only slight departure from me and Ndindi is that I never ventured into Kilometer 1 when I was here. During our time, Kilometer 1 was not really known for purposes of business ventures, but other reasons which were not very palatable. So I decided deliberately never to go to Kilometer 1. I remember once a very close friend of mine went to Kilometer 1 when we were in, I think, the first week of Kenyatta University. So when he was coming back from Kilometer 1, he was making one step forward, but two backwards. So he never got back to the university. So I decided never to go to Kilometer 1. But I'm glad that we are here today as economics students to have this discussion. And this is the 6th time that you are holding this symposium under the theme Technological Innovations and Entrepreneurship to Enhance Youth Employment in Africa. So I would really want to align my speech to that thematic area. As an alumni of this university, it brings me immense pride to return here. And I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to all the organizers for the dedication, the hard work, and for bringing together a diverse array of university students and integral stakeholders to delve into this critical topic of curbing unemployment. Your commitment to fostering dialogue and collaboration in pursuit of solutions to the pressing challenge of youth unemployment is commendable. Furthermore, allow me to extend my gratitude to Kenyatta University for providing a conducive environment for the young, innovative minds to positively contribute to the issues confronting our nation and continent. As we gather here today, we are confronted with the harsh reality of youth unemployment, a challenge that cuts across borders and affects millions of young people across the continent. In Kenya in particular, youth unemployment rates stand at approximately 4.5 million. A whopping 4.5 million youth don't have jobs. And similarly across Africa, youth unemployment remains a pressing issue with 11.2% of young people currently out of work. And in line with the UN SDGs, more specifically SDG number 8, the critical importance of achieving inclusivity in economic growth and ensuring full and productive employment of all, including the young people, cannot be gainsaid. It is therefore imperative, ladies and gentlemen, that we confront this challenge head-on and work tirelessly towards creating an environment where each and every young person has the opportunity to thrive and contribute meaningfully to the prosperity of the Kenyan community. Therefore, stated statistics are a sobering and a stark reality, a reminder of the urgent need for action. We cannot therefore afford to turn a blind eye to the plight of our youth. Instead, we must redouble our efforts and commit ourselves wholeheartedly to finding innovative solutions that will empower young people to unlock their full potential and seize opportunities for economic advancement. allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to take a few moments to espouse what the Kenya Kwanza government, under the tutelage and leadership of His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief, is doing in line with the theme of this symposium. For those of you who may have had the opportunity to look at our Kenya Kwanza plan, you'll realize that our overall government development agenda is anchored on 5 thematic areas. We have got agriculture, we have got universal health coverage, we have got housing, small and medium enterprises, and then finally, the digital superhighway and the creative economy. In the wisdom of the authors of that plan, the digital superhighway was deemed as a standalone thematic area because it is not just an enabler to all the other facets of our plan, but it's also a critical success factor moving forward. A critical success factor for this country because all the other key result areas in our plan require technology for purposes of re-engineering our productive processes. The creative economy in itself creates a potential, an opportunity, an enabling environment for the youth to exploit their full potential while leveraging on the same technology. And that is why, deliberately and consciously as a government, led by His Excellency the President from the top and leading from the front, we have embarked on a major digital transformational agenda for this country. As a ministry, we have been tasked with rolling out 100,000 kilometers of fiber optic cable so that we connect those parts of the country that hitherto had not been connected by way of fiber, including but not limited to our institutions of higher learning. We have equally embarked on the process of establishing a total of 25,000 Wi-Fi hotspots spread evenly across the entire country to facilitate connectivity, more specifically for the youth and the women of this country so that they can exploit their potential while leveraging on technology. We have gone a step further to embark on the process of establishing a total of 1,450 digital hubs. Our interest in this domain is not so much the digital skilling for the youth, but ultimately to create digital jobs for the youth. We are working in partnership with our esteemed members of parliament. Honorable Ndindi Nyoro will attest to this, that they have already facilitated a review of the National Government CDF Act to allow for a provision of 3% of annual allocation of CDF funds that can be utilized for establishment of facilities for digital hubs. And as national government, we are going to deploy devices in these digital hubs. We are going to facilitate connectivity. We are going to facilitate digital training of the youth for free as government. And we are also going to deliberately and consciously connect our youth to global technological companies for purposes of digital jobs. We are doing this because, in our view as government, the only space where we have got enormous potential for the youth to exploit their potential is the space of digital jobs. We now have limited, if not non-existent, white-collar jobs. And we want to align ourselves to what is happening globally based on technological advancement to empower our youth by way of digital skills and digital jobs. It is a very transformational area. Actually, it is a radical paradigm shift from the norm. Because you will not believe it, that 6 months down the line, our young brothers and sisters who perhaps completed 4th form last year are today already engaged in the digital space, digital jobs, earning up to an equivalent of 200,000 shillings per month. 200,000 shillings per month. As we speak, we have managed to train a total of 390,000 youth on digital skills, and correspondingly also created a total of 135,000 digital jobs for our youth. That is part and parcel of our digital transformation agenda. Equally, in the same vein, we have embarked on the ambitious process of making sure that all government services are going to be available on technological platform. When we came into government, we only had 350 government services domiciled on the e-citizen platform. Today, as we speak, we have got a whopping 15,362 services already fully digitalized. The import of this, ladies and gentlemen, is that in the not too distant future, Kenyans will no longer be required to physically visit government offices to consume government services. We are going to facilitate a virtual mechanism through which the government can confirm that you are whom you claim to be. And if that comes to be the case through our Envision digital identity, then we should be able to facilitate virtual transactions between Kenyans and the government. You will no longer have the rationale to physically visit government offices to consume the services. We are aware also that we have got the challenge of smartphones in the hands of Kenyans. And again, as government, we have partnered with our MNOs to embark on the process of local assembly of cheap, smart-enabled telephones, which have already been rolled out into the market. Our assembly plant was launched by the President on 30th of October last year. As we speak, they have managed to roll out into the market a total of 194,000 smartphones, going for an average of about $50. That capacity, the capacity of that local assembly now stands at about 4,500 phone units per day. This just shows you how technology, leveraging on technology for purposes of innovation, can turn around a country. We want to appeal to the youth to take advantage of these technological developments to exploit their full potential. If I may borrow a leaf from my brother Ndindi Nyoro, start thinking of yourself as a future entrepreneur subsequent to your education here at Kenyatta University, as opposed to somebody who is going to seek for employment. Are we together, good people? Think of yourself as a potential entrepreneur as opposed to somebody who is going to go into the job market to seek employment. That is the direction this country is taking. If we have all government services available on technological platform, if we have the commensurate level of digital skilling among the Kenyan population, if we have cheap, smart-enabled telephones in the hands of all Kenyans, then all transactions will be undertaken through the telephone. We will be able to eliminate unnecessary bureaucracy within government offices. We will be able to seal out all the revenue leakages that we have been witnessing in government, eliminate corruption completely. Unnecessary bottlenecks between the Kenyan public and government will be eliminated. We will be able to enhance our revenue base. Believe you me, just by this digitalization process alone, we have managed to increase the amount of locally generated revenue that government is collecting from a mere 60 million shillings per day on average up to about 1 billion shillings on a daily basis. And if we continue on that trajectory, as a country, we should be able in the not too distant future to collect locally domestic generated revenue that adequate enough to enable us settle our external debt and also have surplus to finance both our recurrent and development expenditure. And this is the only way, good people, that we can position Kenya effectively as the ICT hub of Africa and also on the global marketplace by way of comparative advantage. So technology is the end thing. We have to embrace it on each and every day, and it will be the critical success factor for this country moving forward. So I'm very, very much encouraged by the theme of your symposium. Let us work together. Let us embrace digitalization. And let us align to digitalized processes in government. If we go ahead to pursue our objectives in the digital transformation agenda to our logical conclusion, then we should be able to turn Kenya into a digitalized economy. We should be able, leveraging on technology, to turn youths who are actually hitherto job seekers to entrepreneurs employing people as opposed to being job seekers. We should be able to turn Kenya into a 24-hour economy. I know it sounds too good to be true, ladies and gentlemen, but these are the facts of the case. And that is the trajectory that His Excellency the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, is leading Kenya to from the very, very top. And I want to encourage all of us to be aligned to that if we are to realize the envisaged GDP levels and also position Kenya on the global map from a comparative advantage perspective. With those few remarks, may I now have the honor and privilege to formally declare this symposium officially opened, and please let's work together in realizing our vision of turning Kenya into a digital and 24-hour economy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, our chief guests, for such an insightful and very encouraging address. And also thank you very much for being a very supportive alumnus, for seeing it worthy to come back and support the younger generation.
Encourage the young entrepreneurs to continue pursuing your dreams to a logical conclusion. I've seen there's a lot of potential which you can realize if you continue pursuing creativity, innovation, agility based on what is happening in the operational environment. For my ministry, I want to let you know that Kenya has been chosen by the International Telecommunication Union as one of the global innovation centers. And based on opportunities in that space, please knock on our doors as a ministry. We'll make those opportunities available for youthful entrepreneurs. As part and parcel of the linkage between the academia and the industry so that you get a practical perspective, I also want, through the esteemed office of the Vice Chancellor, to extend an invitation to the Kenyatta University community to visit our Konza Technopolis so that you see the opportunities that we have there for youthful entrepreneurs. Our Konza Technopolis is our own version of the Silicon Savannah. We have already laid out the basic requisite infrastructure, and there are opportunities there, a lot of opportunities there for youthful startup entrepreneurs to deploy their business ventures. And for a start, we will make an arrangement for you to have a physical visit to our Konza Technopolis so that you see what opportunities are there, and perhaps you can set up your innovation initiatives within our own Konza Technopolis. Those are some of the opportunities that we have as government, and we will continue working with you people, the youthful segment of our Kenyan society, so that we fully implement the President's dream for the youth of this country. Thank you very much.